In this episode, we're going to be covering 2 weeks of travel from Big Bend National Park to San Antonio, Texas. We have some wonderful little towns to look at along the way, some good food, and a great concert. This week, we visit Seminole Canyon State Park, the Bandera Brewery in the town of Bandera, Texas, Boerne, Texas, and yes, that's spelled right, the Guadalupe River State Park in Spring Branch, Texas, Bulverde, yes, that's pronounced right, and the town of San Antonio. Seminole Canyon State Park is about 10 minutes from Comstock, Texas, and about 35 minutes from Del Rio, Texas. It's about 30 minutes from a Dollar General and about 40 minutes from a Walmart. It is very remote, and it is, of course, right on the Rio Grande River. The canyon is a rock wall canyon and has a history of many pictographs from Native Americans in the caves. The pictographs are of the Pecos River style, which are from this area, and it's one of the most extensive historical records anywhere in the country. Some of the paintings in the caves here at Seminole Canyon State Park actually date back up to 7,000 years BC. This park has over 10 miles of trails, and we did more hiking than we've done so far. It was wonderful walking along the canyon rim. Just spectacular views. Of course, the drought is still very, very evident, but beautiful views nonetheless. I don't know if everybody had a great time hiking. Maybe they don't like their picture getting taken. I don't know. The campground here is a small campground. It's another very nice Texas Park campground. It seems to us that it's used as a stopping point to Big Bend or back from Big Bend. It's about 3.5 to 4 hours depending on which Big Bend entrance that you're using. But all of the neighbors that we had throughout the week that we stayed in the campground were all one-nighters. They have a wonderful visitor center that not only goes over the history of the canyon and of course the history of the pictographs and the people that represent those pictographs, but it also has a wonderful section of the people of the Old West time as the canyon was developed, and there is a section that's really, really neat. The original Southern Pacific Railroad bed runs right through the park and is still visible. After we concluded our wonderful stay at Seminole Canyon State Park, we drove about 185 miles northeast to Bandera, Texas, to check out the Bandera Brewery. When we arrived at the brewery, the owner, Liz, was already outside and showed us right where to park and was absolutely wonderful. They have a big open field type of area to park in, and as we parked, I thought there might be some rain coming, so I kind of parked in a little area where there was more grass because I was concerned about it. Well, it turns out that's kind of a lower area where water ran, so we got stuck in the mud pretty bad, and it of course was Easter Sunday morning, and there's a whole story there I'll get into in a second. This is a nice little brewery with a wonderful staff. Next door, there is a restaurant called Jimmy Burgers, and Jimmy Burgers will bring the food right over to you in the brewery or in the beautiful beer garden area behind the brewery, where they also have an outdoor stage theater set up. It's a really, really neat place. Bandera Brewery is known for their events calendar. They're very into the community and they do a whole bunch of things. The day we were there, the Easter Bunny was there, so there were a lot of families there. And there was also a really neat table set up. And turns out I was visiting with the folks, and it is a mother and her daughter-in-law that have their own small business bakery that they have started. It is called Mini Bell Macarons. Now they have a back wall of photos at this brewery that's really, really cool, and it has one of my favorite guys on the back wall. The night we were in Bandera, we decided to go into town and eat there at a restaurant called the Old Forge Restaurant. It was a great Texas feeling saloon and had some live music. Two people were playing, of course, an acoustic guitar and a fiddle. So that was kind of neat, and the food was great. And obviously they focus on steaks and things like that. It was a lot of fun. But the real gem of the trip is the downtown Bandera area. It really has an Old West town feel. There's even a little saloon there. Just really you could kind of feel the history, and it had a little Old West to it. It's a really neat place to visit. Bandera is called the cowboy capital of the world. It gets its name because it was a vital staging area for cowboys along the Great Western Trail. The town thrived because cowboys and ranchers staged their herds there before the trek north with their herds. The rain we thought was coming in that evening ended up being a giant thunderstorm, and we ended up getting the trailer and the truck stuck in a giant mud pit situation. We were very, very fortunate. We met a new friend who happened to be at the gym next door. His name is Wallace. Wallace has an F350 Texas style with some off-road tires and a little bit of a lift on it. And he, of course, had a chain in the bed of the truck. So he was awesome. He was able to be on the asphalt or on the dry area and hooked to the front of us. And between our two four-wheel drive F350s, we were able to get towed out. I don't know how I would have been able to get a tow truck. It was Easter Sunday morning. So a huge thanks to Wallace and a congratulations to him and his wife, who are expecting their first baby pretty soon. After we left Bandera, we headed about 50 miles away to Guadalupe River State Park, which is in Spring Branch, Texas. It was quite a contrast to Seminole State Canyon Park. At Guadalupe River, it was many campers. In fact, it was full, and a lot of people were staying for a prolonged period of time. This is another large Texas park. Has lots of room, tons of walking trails. The main attraction is the Guadalupe River, which one side of the river has a very large rock canyon wall, and the other side is a nice gentle slope. It's a slow-moving river, which makes it very popular for canoers and also for trout fishermen, and a lot of people swimming in the river, and lots of river rock, and it was a beautiful little area. I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks ago talking about the axis deer, but for this week's wildlife sightings segment, check this guy out. What was nice about being near San Antonio was it allowed us some civilization. We haven't been around much civilization for about 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks really. So we were able to go to the grocery store. We were able to get our haircuts, get the oil changed, pick up some propane, go to Home Depot, do all those type of things. But the real gem of the area is Boerne, Texas. Yes, it's pronounced Boerne, Texas. It is named after a German fella who has never set foot in Boerne, Texas or anywhere near it. And there's a whole story to that I heard different versions of it, but it is pronounced Boerne. Bernie, Texas is a little similar to Bandera in that it has a wonderful historic downtown area, a bunch of great shops and restaurants. For my Gearhead family members, we found a wonderful little piece of Americana, a collector who's been doing it for about 30 years. So these are some neat pictures of that. Now, Bernie, Texas is a stark contrast to the desert. We are now in the hills of Texas, so there's lush green and some big hills, mountain type, rock type hills. So it's a beautiful area. The downtown of Bernie, Texas, like I said, is very historic, but outside of downtown, it's very close to I-10, so it has access very easily to San Antonio, and it also has your normal current type of town area outside there. It is not very populated, but it has enough people to support all of the normal things that you need without a lot of traffic. Just a wonderful part of the country. We found ourselves going back to Bernie 3 different times in the week that we were here. And of course, Lilo got to see all kinds of great things and did lots of walking and lots of running and lots of chasing around. We even got a little citation from the park ranger for having her off the leash when she was chasing her ball for a while. So I'll take it. It was fine. Not far from the park, there's the tiny town of Bulverde. And Bulverde, yeah, that's the right pronunciation. I needed to go in there just to go to the post office. And y'all, this is the greatest post office I've seen. And I do a lot of postcards, and I've been seeing a lot of post offices. I don't know if somebody has a post office coffee table book or something, but they really should. This is a neat thing. I've had such a great time just seeing different little post offices along the way. Our final night at Guadalupe River, we went to San Antonio. We had come to San Antonio to see Diana Krall perform at the Majestic Theater. Wonderful concert and a wonderful theater. It's very similar to the Fox Theater in Atlanta, but a little bit more intimate, a little bit smaller. With Diana Krall, she also had Tony Garnier playing bass and Brian Blade playing drums, just fantastic musicians, and it was such a great trip. Most people know the story of the Alamo and that's where Davy Crockett died and the whole story of the battle. I'm not going to talk about the Alamo here. I am going to talk a little bit about the downtown area in San Antonio. San Antonio has what they call a river walk, and it's actually a story below the main street level on the river, and all the shops and all these restaurants. It is a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, vibrant area full of people having a great time. We had the opportunity to eat dinner in one of those little restaurants. But what a wonderful atmosphere. The San Antonio area is really nice because it has everything that you need. There's not too much traffic there. It's a pretty large city, but it's not too huge and it's not too difficult to navigate. A great place to visit, wonderful food, wonderful culture, and the people were fantastic as well. We liked being within 30 minutes of the city because you're just far enough away, but you're not a big long journey to get there, so that was really nice. Next will be our final Texas episode for a while. We have been in Texas for 2 months, and we still haven't explored the northern part of the state at all. So we're going to have to catch that on the way back. But we'll do a little Texas recap in the next episode. Do you have guys? Do you have Gus? You taking Gus away?